everyone. It's Christy Wilson Dowd coming to you Thursday at approximately 1:30 for Franchise in 5. Each week after about this time, I talk to you about something that will be very helpful for you as a franchisee or as a business owner. And it's mostly based on my book, Adventures in Franchise Ownership, which chronicles my personal adventures in franchise ownership for over 15 years. But also, more importantly, I bring in over 16 or 17 top performing franchisees to add their take on what helps them be a top performing franchisee. So today we are working on chapter 7, which is called Who Are You Leading This Year? We're in pillar 2, which is about strategic leadership. So keep in mind, you are one person. You can only do so much in terms of leadership. So you have to be very focused and you have to be very strategic and very deliberate. Let me give you a little piece of what one of our contributors had to say. This is Scott Anthony. He's a Firehouse Subs franchisee. He co-owns 12 and is a top performing franchisee at this very large productive chain franchise enterprise. He says Central Florida is a hotbed for competitors, and it can be a big challenge to retain good team members. To build loyalty and to be successful, you have to be involved, shoulder and shoulder, with your team, making sure you give them the heart and hustle of the organization. Good words there. If it's done right, only if the entire team does it right. That means you might be making sandwiches at lunchtime or working behind the register. So Scott gives us a great example of responsive leadership. We designated 3 different types of leadership in the previous chapter, that being probably the most common. But in this particular case, we're talking about planned leadership. 3 different types of planned leadership. One is for yourself, for your personal health. It's personal leadership for your health. It may be professional goals that you want to set for yourself. I share a very candid story in this section about my own, I wouldn't even actually call it a struggle, but rather my experience as a stressed out business owner raising a small child, and I got stopped driving under the influence. I am sure that wouldn't have happened had I not put myself in a situation where I wasn't properly taking care of myself. Well, I learned really quick and changed a lot of things that I did going forward. But, of course, that was at the top of my list when it came to my own personal leadership. Second is planned leadership for your employees. I call it make a go big plan. So your go big plan for the year for leading your employees. It's got to count or it's not big enough. I'll share a couple words on that here in a minute, but I want to be mindful of the time. And next, we have a go big plan for client leadership. What are you going to do that help your clients move their goals forward to be a more meaningful partner to them? Well, what can you do in terms of your leadership, you and only you do, to help your clients see that you're very serious about your business and what it can mean for them? So I share exercises in each chapter, so I just want you to see that. They're simple, but that's on purpose because that gets you thinking. And then last, a go big plan for community leadership. The cool thing about making a plan is that it frees you up from some of the other things that commonly can suck us in as business owners because it's not on your plan for the year. And as I say here, it's imperative, I'll conclude with this, that your go big leadership plans pass the wow test. When you reveal your employee plan to your staff and managers or your client plan in a newsletter, you want the intended target to be wowed. If that doesn't happen, then it's probably not big enough. In other words, make it count. Make it matter in the lives of the people that you're targeting with your plan. And speaking of targeting, I'm targeting you. So I hope that this is a helpful time that you spend here with me. I really appreciate it. If you'd like more information like that, you can find my book, Adventures in Franchise Ownership, on Amazon or Target or barnesandnoble.com. So that's it for now. I'll see you next Thursday. Thanks so much for joining me.